Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another crypto video. Today, we have a ton of crypto news to talk about, and if you are a crypto hodler, make sure that you press that like button and of course subscribe for more crypto news. Having said that, let's dive right into the first piece of news, which is that there's a global Bitcoin event tomorrow. Actually, it was today and tomorrow, but little fun fact, I'm actually going to be speaking at this event tomorrow, live somewhere. I don't know the time anymore, but just use the link down below to sign up. It's completely free, and you might enjoy it, all right? You might learn a couple of things. A couple of really big guys are speaking, so I'll leave a link down there, and you guys can check it out if you want to. I think it's pretty damn cool. Having said that, in terms of price, XRP right now is in our quote-unquote interesting zone. That's literally the best definition that I could give it. Interesting zone. You know why that is? It's because every single time that it comes back into this area, I want to buy more, but I also feel as if it's just going sideways. And that's basically the definition that I've given it now. This is where XRP is going sideways around all the time. It's basically the $1.07 mark, but you might also call it as high as $1.09. However, every time it goes a little bit towards the $1.07 mark, I just keep buying. So right now, again, it's basically decision time. And we just see very shortly, I guess, as to whether or not, we're actually going to be able to make a quick buck on this. We did buy yesterday at about 96 cents. I don't remember the exact price. Let's quickly check it out. We did buy yesterday at 97 cents, but still, right? We want more juicy gains. Right now, I'm hoping for another bounce at $1.05. Right now, we're kind of hovering between the Fibonacci level and the trend line. As you can clearly see, we're waiting for a little bit of a breakout, which again coincides with our little area of interest right now, which is our kind of our interesting zone for XRP. All right, having said that, there's also an interesting zone for most other cryptos. For Bitcoin, I actually just noticed that there was a flash crash. Like, at least on Bitstamp, there was just a flash crash, which took the price from 61.2 all the way to about 56,000. Can actually quickly verify. On Binance, the same flash crash occurred to about 58 or 57.8 thousand. And we have another Bitcoin chart open. I do not, but we can actually open up the total market cap to see if there is, there was also a little bit of a flash crash happening that time. It's about 3 to 4 hours ago that it happened, which is interesting because I'm not exactly sure why, but I saw a couple of articles online that wrote Bitcoin just fell 7% in but I thought they were talking about the movement right here, of basically the last day, yesterday. It wasn't though. It was from right now, and I'm not exactly sure what happened to it, but I guess we'll find it out a little bit later today, all right? As we get more info, I'll get a video out to you guys to talk about it, because I don't think I have it open right now, because I didn't know. I didn't think it was this dumb, guys. I didn't know. Moving on, we have some news on Mastercard, as they are apparently preparing themselves for some CBDC. Now, even though this is not inherently bullish nor bearish, it's important news for crypto as, again, it shows main adoption or massive adoption or whatever you want to call it. Recent CipherTrace acquisition by Mastercard to drive compliance and anti-money laundering checks into crypto transactions. And again, they're basically preparing the groundwork. Payment giant looks to offer a safe space for governments and private sector banks to figure out how a CBDC would work. We can't run fast enough right now into data privacy and authentication segment of crypto, Mastercard CEO says. So one of the interesting things you might think about instantly is, will this compete with Ripple? As it currently stands, I'm not really sure, because I'm not actually sure what type of lowest base they would basically build here. As it currently stands, it kind of looks as if they're going to facilitate help, but what exactly going to do? Mibach noted that most likely chance for crypto to be used as a payment tool will be through CBDC, and Mastercard will make its network ready to handle CBDC if and when that happens. It might be so that they're, for example, going to help set up the private, blockchains for this. It could, however, be a lot of other things. Maybe they're going to do the same thing that Ripple does in facilitating CBDC to CBDC transfers. Maybe they're going to help set them up. We don't know if they're going to be the network on which things will be built, or if they've got the framework for if some companies are looking into building, so they can basically help with the more knowledge side of things and the execution as a service for building it. We don't really know. So as to whether or not it's going to be a competitor, we shall see. But I think it's going to be really difficult for them to actually be a competitor of XRP's function in the CBDC realm. I believe the worst case would be that they're competing on building a platform where CBDC can be launched on, which Ripple has also done on their private network, basically. But that's not the worst case because that does not halt XRP. XRP could still then be the middleman throughout, the CBDC. So it's not really a big issue at that point. Now, I just also saw two different pieces of news regarding the SEC and ETFs. One piece of news I saw was that an ETF has now been approved in a positive sense, basically, that there's a new one coming. Another article that I saw was that the SEC reportedly is not approving another leveraged Bitcoin ETF. Do I really care about this, though? No. Should you? Most likely not. Here it says that the Securities and Exchange Commission, short SEC, asked at least one asset manager not to proceed with plans for a leveraged Bitcoin exchange-traded fund. According to a person familiar with the matter, the SEC indicated that it wants to limit new Bitcoin-related products to those that provide unleveraged exposure to Bitcoin futures contracts, such as the ETF, which was launched last week. The person said, one of the sources said. Could be true, could definitely be true. This comes after Valkyrie Investment filed with the SEC to offer 1.25 times leveraged Bitcoin futures ETF, and the firm is among investment companies leveraging the crypto sector's growth, aiming to provide new investment products. So, yeah, why? Not exactly sure. Here it says, although the Valkyrie filing is still active, SEC has about 75 days to review the fund application. At the same time, the regulator has also has the authority to ask fund managers to withdraw filings under certain conditions. And I'm not really sure, but I guess a filing that might cost a lot of money, because I'm not exactly sure why otherwise you would kind of, want to withdraw instead of having it declined. I'm assuming it's just really, really costly to file this, and then they want to kind of give money back for that, or what other reason could there be to withdraw your filing? Again, guys, this is just me not knowing. If this is a really common thing, please just comment it down below to help others, but I am not really too aware of any good reason as to why you would not put that. Having said that, guys, I'll leave a quick little disclaimer right here down there. Make sure that you check out the Bybit crypto exchange. The reason I keep telling you guys about this is because right now, there's so many freaking bonuses if you deposit. It is insane. All right, a link is down below, and with that, you can instantly, like that, grab yourself $25 worth of BITRUE for completely free. It's 10 bit that you get. But also, there is $3,500 plus another $1,000 that you can get in terms of bonuses. It's so worth it. I keep telling people, check it out. A link is down below. All right, Warren Davidson coming in. Woo, over on Twitter. Let me quickly put in a timestamp right there. He said the crypto industry deserves regulatory clarity when it comes to yield products and stablecoins. I'm glad to be joined by Rep. Tom Emmer, Rep. Ted Budd, and Rep. A. Gonzalez, and Rep. Trey in requesting this clarity from the SEC so that innovation can thrive in the USA. And I find this really peculiar because they're talking here about yield products and stablecoins, which Gary Gensler has kind of said is already, under control of the stablecoins. Then again, they'll have to go hard on it. I do wonder exactly what they consider clarity. Is a full-on ban clarity? Is a full-on, against its status clarity? Or what constitutes as clarity and what constitutes as an attack on it, basically? I kind of wonder / worry, depending on how you look at it. And that also has to do with the fact that they've just not really shown a progressive and positive stance towards it. Then again, I believe that Tom Emmer has been looking good for the longest while here, so I kind of believe something nice must come. Then again, I also kind of don't care because it is true. Stablecoins do need some sort of regulating, but again, the question that must pop up in my mind is, as what? As a separate entity? Because a stablecoin is not a commodity, but it's not a real currency, but then again, it kind of is. It just depends on how it's backed. Because even though it's not backed by a central government, I don't think that should define what a currency is. But then again, maybe that's just the definition, and so we can't really change that. And so there needs to be a new rule set in place for specifically those things. Then again, regulations for stable coins and yield products are not necessarily bad unless we get the SEC to do them, which usually is bad, and that's kind of what they're saying now. There's clarity from the SEC. Yeah, that might not be good. We shall see, though, in the near future. We shall see. Having said that, crypto exchange FTX. Earlier this video, I was talking about mass adoption. FTX buys Super Bowl ad slot to be seen by nearly 100 million people. Really big deal. Really, really big deal. 100 million people. This most likely was a freaking very expensive ad, by the way. But again, they have money to spare because they want mass adoption and they want FTX to be number one, the most known. And that's again the party and the battle that we're seeing right now. The battle of Coinbase, Binance, FTX, just the major, even I guess Robinhood kind of, the major exchanges. They want to be known as number one. They want to be the household name for crypto. Right now in the USA, I believe Coinbase is really number one. Right now in Europe, specifically Turkey, I believe Binance is really number one. In Korea and China, for example, you had your own little exchanges as well that were really popular. But FTX is really popular everywhere, but just not really number one everywhere in terms of how they're basically said about. Not in the US, not in Europe, because again, Binance is number one. Then again, if you look at the real numbers, look at the actual money, FTX is so freaking huge. And so I do wonder how they're going to perform basically over the next couple of months / years, as they'll just keep taking over more and more and more and more and more. And with this heavy budget that they got here, I really wonder how far they're going to get. But at least they're getting mass adoption of crypto from the perspective that it's going to be shown to so many people, and people want to buy into crypto, but they don't know how. This type of stuff might really freaking help, if you ask me. All right, then dogfight intensifies between Shiba Inu and Dogecoin. I don't want to spend too much time on it because a lot of you guys were actually unsubscribing because of the Shiba news. Guys, let me know in the comment section down below if there's any project that you'd like me to share news on. If it's not a quote-unquote shitcoin, I definitely will look into it. All right, so please keep it up with the recommendations and suggestions. I look at every single thing down there. Even though some people think I don't, I do. Dogfight intensifies between Shiba and Doge as analyst warns of crash of a lifetime. And again, there's some logical sense in that. Even though I'm a pretty big fan of Shiba Inu and Doge, I hold Shiba Inu. I don't really hold too much Doge anymore. I will always tell people, yeah, it could go horribly wrong. Then again, that's, of course, the whole core of crypto. Anything can, theoretically speaking, go wrong. If you're going in with that, idea in mind, usually it doesn't really end up too well because you're going to be too conservative. In the end of the day, there's no good, no bad choices in crypto, I believe. Just go whatever you think is best and run with it. Just accept the choices you've made and run and stick to it. I don't think you can really go too wrong unless you put all your money into a coin like Shiba right now, then it's very, very risky. But if you bought some and you're still holding on, yeah, even though it can crash, you might have made some money with it or you might have not really spent too much money. It's worth a try sometimes. Some of these opportunities that are really bad, I don't really call them quote-unquote bad like some others do because they're bad coins. They're money-making opportunities, and whenever there's money to be made, it's not really a shit coin, right? Depending on how you view it. It still might not have the best fundamentals, but if you can make money with it, though, yeah. About the recommendation side of things, I would always say stay away from it if you don't want to lose money. But that's also vice versa. If you don't want to make money, all right? Because, the riskier, very often, the more profit there also is to be made, I guess. All right, that's not always true because the higher Shiba Inu gets in price, the riskier it gets, and the less money there is to be made. So it's kind of a 50-50. But usually, if something's very risky, there's also a lot of money to be made. And that's, again, the way off that you got to make for yourself. All right, then is it time to reevaluate Cardano's position in your portfolio? If you ask me, yes, Cardano is extremely undervalued right now. I kind of talk about this all the time, though, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. But just hear me out when I say that Cardano right now is at a really, really low spot. There's so much gains to come because they just launched their smart contract realm. They're just starting to build up. But the fact that right now the metaverse is being so popular, NFTs are popping off, DeFi is just huger than ever. It's the position for Cardano right now. They're in such a huge, huge, huge position. And I keep telling people, as the network will grow, and right now they're freaking building steps, a lot of these projects will pop off. A lot of people can make some crazy money. Ethereum wouldn't be what it is today if it were not for the projects. So the fact that Cardano is right now building those projects, it can be so huge. And it's the start of the start. We haven't seen anything of it yet. So I'm pretty damn excited about Cardano. I think they can do a lot this year still. Then, because I want to keep these things under 15 minutes, VeChain continues to increase its value. Should you buy it? I cannot tell you if you should or shouldn't do some, but I am telling you that I am buying VeChain like a freaking madman, all right? It's a little bit unhealthy the way that I am buying VeChain right now, but that's because I also see so many good partnerships, so much potential in this, and I just see the longevity / future in this project, which is why I'm picking it up, and you may do whatever you please, but I like VeChain a lot. Now, I want to kind of come back to XRP here for a little second, and that's actually because, well, I see so many freaking comments about, Dusty, I've sold my XRP for this, or Dusty, should I buy more XRP? Dusty, I get so many questions about XRP all the time that people think I'm the XRP god, or something like that as a commissioner. Let me tell you guys a couple of things. First of all, I ain't nothing special like that. Just an XP holder like a lot of you guys out there. I just do whatever I can to provide you guys with the news, and I'm just very freaking ecstatic about the fact that if they win the lawsuit, the money we can/will potentially make can be so severe. And to kind of relate it back to Shiba Inu right now, the fact that Shiba Inu went on such a surge shows me yet again that XRP's potential is insane. Why, you might ask? Well, because if Shiba Inu, solely based upon hype and a little bit of an expectation of a Robinhood listing, can go this insane, it reminds me first of all of XRP's rise back in 2017-18. The all-time high of XRP was gotten with the expectation that it was going to get listed on Coinbase, and the moment that it basically dropped was the day that Coinbase said, no, we're not going to list it. The fact that XRP could back then go to $4 right now is still at about $1, and that Shiba could rise this much, even when Bitcoin was going down 8%, Shiba Inu was still up 40%. Yeah, that shows me that once Ripple gets the clarity, it doesn't matter if it's bull, bear market whatsoever, they're going to, again, my opinion, my own thoughts, not financial advice, they're going to pump like freaking mad. And I'm prepared for it. I'm sitting here for it. I put my money into it. And that's, I guess, what keeps me going every single day. That's what keeps me easily just buying like a freaking madman. This idea that regardless of how long it's going to take, even if it takes half a year, the idea that I'm going to make 10 times at least my money within another year. Who cares, all right? Who cares if it takes 6 months, 1 month? People really are that impatient. I understand your impatience, I understand. But that's the way it goes. So all I can kind of suggest to people then is maybe look for some quicker opportunity. But again, like I've said a couple of times, good luck on you. I'm just trying what I know will work the best and where I can kind of put in a little bit more risk that I'm usually comfortable with, purely because I feel as if it's almost a guarantee, if you guys get my drift. Then again, it obviously is not. Now, obviously, whenever I do the trading, I know it can also go wrong, but I like it, man. That's why I'm buying a freaking ton of it. All right, that was it for today's video. Hopefully, you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. And I will definitely see you guys again in another crypto video later today.